Breaking silence. Let's challenge the stigma of incontinence and a physical disability together. In 3, 2, 1. Pri, what the heck are you doing? You just finished university. While taking one step forwards, you're taking even more steps back. But why? Get a fucking grip. But what if I just wanted to put my voice out there to help people just like me with a disability, and yes, incontinence included? I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of keeping silent. My voice needs to be heard, but I'm trying. While there's a few people posting my trials on different platforms, here I am trying to break the barriers with incontinence by showing myself wearing a diaper to only then be getting sexualized for it. But truth be told, people will sexualize just about anything you do. So was I going to let that demotivate me from doing trials or talking about incontinence? Honestly, no. I'm going to continue to be there for my people who continue to show up for me. I'd say my community, but honestly, my people are my family, or in other words, my hive. So this video is for you guys. Let's break the silence together through challenging the stigma with incontinence and a physical disability together.
So I was walking down sidewalk and like so much construction is happening, right? And yes, I'm like a mess right now, but literally my white shirt, this, and somehow I can feel that, and this hurts.
Crawling is just one that I'm proud of because I've accomplished that. Yeah, honestly, like I know the day I'm going to be using a rollator is coming, I just don't know when. And I'm okay with that. I just want to take one.
Hey guys, so in this video I really want to be talking about breaking silence, challenging the stigma with incontinence and a physical disability. Why I wanted to be talking about this honestly is because I just felt like there was quite a few things I could say. Now, I know I say incontinence and a physical disability. Truthfully, incontinence is a physical disability. I just kind of separated the two here because I just wanted the word incontinence in the title of my videos. So yeah, I've honestly wanted to filmed this video for quite a while now, but I never got around to filming it because I was waiting for my rollator to come in to be able to film this video because I just really love this rollator. It means a lot to me. Yeah, I just want to be talking about these points too because all of these things have hindered me from breaking my silence with having a physical disability, so just being incontinence for that matter as well, right? And I just really hope that this video can help any one of you going through what I am. Even if you don't have MS, I don't care. We're in this together because we have a physical disability. Or maybe you're watching the video because you like watching me talk. So hi, I'm Pri. Before I begin this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You guys are so awesome. You helped me reach my goal of 8K. I'm going to work on being a little bit more consistent. And if you could subscribe to my channel right now, that'd be great. And yeah. And for now, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's start off with number 1, fear of rejection. Fear of rejection is so real, where it's like when you have a physical disability, you just want to keep silent. You don't want to talk to anyone about anything you're going through. But a lot of the times, people don't really talk about the things that are so stigmatized in society, right? For me personally, when I got my MS diagnosis, this was in 2017, I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it with anyone, but I did know I wanted to make videos on YouTube. But it wasn't until 2018 when I built up that courage to talk about the things I was talking about. When I started to talk about incontinence, this was hard for me because I didn't start off talking about incontinence first thing. I started talking about incontinence a lot more as soon as I was done university. Why this was because in 2021, when I finished university, I was going into like serious like panic mode. Like I didn't even know what my purpose was. And honestly, sometimes I still question it to this day. But I had a really hard time when I was done university because, you know, I was not working for one, but I was working for 2 university degrees, which I have now, right? One of those degrees are in early childhood studies, right? And then the other one was in teachers college. So I have a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Education. But I didn't want anything to do with that. But then I slowly started to realize that I never needed to be in a school board to be that educator, and that I could have been an educator in the real world. And it wasn't until I actually was over at INCONTINENCE where when I said that, I didn't even process what I was saying until after I said it, and I was like, oh, I like what I said there. But yeah, everything has just been very eye-opening for me. But the fear of rejection is so real because you start to fear just not being wanted for whatever reason, right? Like whether it being in a relationship or whether it just being your friends just not wanting to hang out with you, because I've also been there too. Or maybe even family, because I've also been there too, where it's like you just start to feel like that inconvenience. You know, people call me inconvenience all the time in person, and it's hard for me because it's that fear of rejection. And I don't understand because I never ask anyone for help. I've mentioned this in previous videos as well. Asking for help is the one thing I was just never able to do because I was so afraid to put my pride aside. But the fear of rejection, like one of the things it really hindered me with was wearing diapers for my incontinence, as well as getting my very first rollator. Like it was such an eye-opening experience for me. And I think this is the part that frustrates me the most. Like this is for mobility aid as well as incontinence products as well, right? Like diapers. Like when I was in university, for instance, right? This is 3 years ago. I wasn't using a cane, right? And I wasn't using anything to help me. Except in my mind, I just thought, you know, I'm an adult, I should know how to walk. But why am I in my 20s not understanding how to walk properly? Like, there's something wrong with me. But the fear of rejection was really hard for me because, you know, while thinking about, wow, okay, people are rejecting me because I have a physical disability, and then I also have incontinence. You know, I've been on dates in the past, like this goes back like 6 years ago. When I would go on dates, you know, people thought I was so dirty because I would always pee and honestly have bowel movements as well, not wearing a diaper. So it's like without wearing a diaper, I'm getting judged, but with wearing a diaper, I'm also getting judged. So what exactly do you want me to do? Like, I don't understand. So it was like, in that process of fearing that rejection from other people, the one thing I failed to realize was that I was also essentially rejecting myself. I couldn't understand why I was the way I was, even though I knew very well I have a disease. So it's like, that was really hard for me because self-love is a thing. Self-love is one of those things that we really need to pay attention to. Not even that, but mental health. Mental health is real. Mental health is not one of those things that you can essentially be taught. It's something you can hear about other people talking about. But with mental health, you need to figure out the things that work for you. When I finished university is when I really started to think about things, where I really started to think about where I was going wrong. Because it was like, I needed to take care of myself, and oh man, it was hard. I started using a cane in 2021, right after finishing university. I think it was like 2 months after finishing school. And when I was using this cane, it made me feel good. It made me feel less alone. When I had my cane with me, I always felt like I had something there to support me, you know what I mean? But now it's like, it's come a point where it was like, a cane is helpful, but I need something more, you know? I was just also scared to be using a rollator. And with this whole rollator as well, right? Like, I knew it would help me so much, but I was scared because that fear of rejection. I was like, people are already rejecting me for using a cane, and even more people are going to be rejecting me for using a rollator because it's taking up much more space for a 90-pounded person. But it was hard for me, and I was like, I don't know, like, I was just like, it was at the back of my mind, I just never did it. Fear of rejection is what caused me to struggle in silence. But then I thought, no, I need to break the silence, but how do I break the silence? I did my very first trial on YouTube. That was me breaking my silence. That video, I don't know how much it has now, I think it's 50K, but that video was so hard for me to film because I didn't know how people were going to react to that. Because, you know, there's a community on one side with incontinence, and there's also another community that's the ABDL community, right? And sometimes they're both. And I just didn't know how to talk about the things I was talking about. I didn't know how to be trying on diapers and stuff like that and be filming that without it coming off as, oh, please ABDL. I was doing something not many people do, but I wasn't coming from a place of being an adult baby, right? But I was coming from a place of just wanting people to understand it was okay to have incontinence. Note how I say adult baby, but DL. Yeah, this is the one thing I haven't really talked about. With being a DL, there's two things here, right? From when I talked about it with some of my ABDL friends, they told me it could be one of the two things. Where it could be the fact that it's kind of like on a turn-on side, or it could be the fact that you're just wearing it just purely out of comfort and happiness. And mine is purely out of comfort and happiness because of previous trauma I've been through with incontinence. With being a DL, I didn't want it to be my identity because it's not my identity. I'm more than that, you know what I mean? It's just one part of my life. It's not the entire thing. And I just told myself I want to stop fearing just doing the things I want to do because I'm not hurting anyone. So why can't I talk about or do the things I'm doing on YouTube to educate people, you know what I mean? It's like, think about it this way, right? I finished university in 2021. Usually when you finish university or you finish college or any type of schooling, the first thing you think about is applying for jobs, right? Now, how the hell was I going to apply to be a teacher in a school board with having done X amount of try-ons in a diaper without, I guess, the principal of a school being like, oh, we're not hiring her, that's so inappropriate. You know what I mean? But it was that fear of rejection, that people were going to reject me because no one was going to want to hire me because I was doing what I was doing on social media, because people would have instantly been like, please ABDL, we're not hiring her. Like, that's so inappropriate. She's going to be working with kids to only be acting like a kid. Hell no, we're not going to have her as a teacher in this school. Like, that's what always went through my fucking head. So I was like, I had to come to terms with the fact that I wanted to be an educator in the real world, not just a school board. And it was hard for me because I spent so much time fearing rejection, you know, from like jobs that I could think about that I could apply for because I had all this experience, right? But I was like, I can't do that because that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, people who do social media and also have a full-time job, they're doing social media, but why it works for them is because they are not talking about the things that are stigmatized in society. I am. I'm literally not even just talking about it, but I was trying on diapers, and the first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to get sexualized for it. And I was just like, okay, I'm putting being an educator in a school board in the back burner, and I'm not thinking about it anymore. But what I failed to realize was that with thinking about the fear of rejection, what I had to do was break the fucking silence. Not just for myself, but for other people too. You know, not just for incontinence, not just for a physical disability, but for the ABDL community. Because honestly, I've said this before and I'm gonna say this again, but I am so thankful for this community because if it wasn't for them, I'd be sitting in a fucking Depends right now. Do you really think I would have wanted, no, like, ooh, no, that would, no. Can we not talk about this? It's stressing me out. So the next one I want to be talking about was social isolation. Social isolation. Honestly, why do you think people kind of isolate themselves? Or why do you think some people just choose to stay inside? Because some people are just so fucking annoying. Like, I know this video was about breaking silence, but I'm sorry, some people just don't need to break silence. Just stay silent and just stop talking. For all these years, I've always been told to just keep quiet, don't tell people about the things you're going through and stuff like that. But it's like, it's come a point now where it's like, what if I just want to be that person that just flips the fucking script? So that's pretty much it to my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this video because I'd honestly love to hear from you. Message me on Instagram if you haven't ever done so because I will also get back to you. It's a two-way street, not one. I'm not going to be leaving you guys at red. I will reply back as soon as I can. And also with your comments down below, I reply back to everyone. And when I say we're in this together, I really do mean it. And I have a link tree, so if you guys can click that link, and then you guys can be able to open up to those individual videos I did do. Because I thought it'd be so cool, because, yeah, come on, like, support your girl. Go check out these videos. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram and check out my blog. I'll post the links down below as always. And I'll see you guys in my next video. That will be up soon. So, bye guys.